This is another masterpiece of King Edward I, and it's
Wales Castle is actually different from what we have actually seen. Yeah. Hey fam, welcome back again to the channel. Today we have an amazing video to check out. Do well to like, subscribe. The channel has Patreon, we have membership. Do well to show your support there. Love you guys and
hello everyone and welcome. In this video I'm going to show you 10 of the most amazing castles that you can see in Wales.
okay. Whoa, that looks cool.
Where they added Mali.
Wales is a country with Wales actually has more castles per square mile than any other country in the world, so it was very hard to narrow down.
You guys are talking over my video.
Sorry.
But wait, these are made with rocks.
No one is standing. Let me guess, this like over 100 years old.
Wait. No, this should be above. This is made from. How do they stack rocks to, you know?
If you're living in this kind of castle, just forget about putting me on the wall. You want to hang a frame. Oh, bro. Sorry.
This list, but I think you'll agree that these are some of the most impressive. So
yeah,
let's get started.
It's a big broken.
So beginning with one of my personal favourites, and that is Conwy Castle. This medieval fortress was built by King Edward I of England in the 13th century as part of his conquest of Wales.
Wow.
The castle has famously been called one of the finest.
I ring the bell. I don't know if it's the same person.
Vikings.
No, Last Kingdom. After Ragnar, the people that came after.
Yes.
You know those people that use movie to watch history.
Sorry. Yes, that's what they made it for, to
learn.
For you to learn. I will actually learn because see the way the name rang the bell, like Edward, like.
Examples of military architecture in Europe with its 8 iconic massive towers that you can climb each and every one of them, by the way, so obviously we had to do that when we visited. The castle overlooks the beautiful town of Conwy and the River Conwy and offers stunning views of the mountains of Snowdonia to the south as well. So I absolutely love this castle, and in fact this part of Wales is home to so many beautiful castles, including Beaumaris Castle.
Wow. Whoa.
This is another masterpiece of King Edward I, and it's located on the Isle of Anglesey. Now you may notice that this castle looks a little bit unusual, with the towers being no taller than the walls and everything being quite short.
The castle we've actually checked, like we've checked castle from Poland, Germany, and England.
Yeah.
This is actually our first time checking castle in Wales, and it feels like the Wales castle is actually different from what we have actually seen. Yeah.
I feel like the Wales castle is way
older than.
Yes, true. And it has been through many battles. You could actually see.
Yeah, because the first one was true for conquest, when the Wales conquest and everything. But because it's looking like really different from everything we've seen, and it's beautiful, to be honest.
Stumpy in general, and that's because this castle was never actually completed due to lack of funds as well as lack of manpower, and it was never attacked or besieged, so exploring this castle is a very unique opportunity to see a 13th century castle halfway through construction. So now on to the next castle, which is ERIK Castle. Now I'm not even going to bother telling you who built this one, but it rhymes with King Schmedward. And this one is located on a rocky cliff overlooking the Irish Sea. And it's most known for its role in several wars and rebellions, including the War of the Roses, when it was defended by Lancastrian forces, and they held out for 7 years inside this castle against Yorkist attacks, which I think gives you an idea of just how formidable this castle was. Wow. Fun fact, the sea actually used to come all the way up to this castle, and this gate here was actually used to unload supplies from ships to take up to the castle. But as you can see, that is definitely not the case anymore today.
But you just said something to unload supplies from ships. But this is a dry land. Like where's the river?
No, I think over the course of the year, maybe the landscape changes a lot. Okay. So maybe the river is still there. I could see water.
Yeah. Probably maybe it moved further.
Yeah, before it was closer, but it moved further.
So this from the 13th century.
From the 13th century to now, a lot will change.
Just within the span of.
I know a lot changes, but I didn't know all this natural stuff has the tendency of changing.
Yeah,
like,
they do a lot. They do change, especially landmarks.
Wow.
Look at the history we checked. Sorry for the pause. Look at the history we checked about the US and the UK. One certain time when they were at war, they were closer to each other, if you remember. But now it seems like they are far from each other.
You guys haven't.
If you remember the map we saw.
You guys haven't seen too much. You know, Sahara used to be a river.
Exactly.
Sahara desert. Now there's not a desert.
It's not a desert. So
it used to be. At least you see water a lot. Now you can't see water anywhere.
Wow.
That's how fascinating nature is.
So this next castle is a little bit of a hidden gem, I think, located on a rocky hill overlooking the beautiful town of Llangollen in North Wales. So yeah, whilst exploring, we noticed some distant ruins and we couldn't resist. So we started climbing the hill, which Ellie very much enjoyed doing. That was majestic.
I can't do it anymore, Alex.
And the views got better and better as we climbed, and eventually we got to Castell Dinas Bran. This castle's name means the Crow's Fortress, and legend has it that it was once home to Bran the Blessed, a mythical king who had a magic cauldron that could revive the dead.
Oh, revive the dead.
Okay, so one more castle in North Wales now before we head down to South Wales, and that is Crickeith Castle. This is a very small castle that has been captured by multiple people throughout its history. Most famously, Owain Glyndwr in 1404, who was the leader of the Welsh uprising to end English rule in Wales.
I wonder if they use as cement these days.
yeah, that's true. What do they use as cement?
Okay, so down to South Wales now and down into the county of Carmarthenshire, and a bit of a unique one now because this is Larne Castle. It was a medieval castle that was later converted into a Tudor mansion. The castle's most famous resident was Dylan Thomas, the renowned Welsh poet who lived in a boathouse that you can actually still find near to the castle.
Dylan. Dylan Thomas.
He lived here from 1949 to 1953 and wrote some of his best works there, such as Under Milk Wood and Do Not Go Gentle Into That Good Night. So as well as visiting this castle, his boathouse is a must visit, especially to see the views of the estuary that inspired so much of his writings. Now just next door to Larne Castle is Llanstefan Castle, another slightly lesser known one. It stands on a hill above the village of Llanstefan and offers panoramic views of Carmarthen Bay and the Towy River. It's completely free to visit as well, so me and my granddad had a great time exploring around this one. Now our next castle was once the seat of the powerful Welsh kingdom of Deheubarth. So this powerful Welsh realm ruled over most of South Wales in the 11th and 12th centuries, and this is Dynevor Castle. The castle itself is relatively small, but it's worth mentioning it is surrounded by a deer park and an ancient woodland, and the views from the tower of this castle are absolutely mind-blowing.
Deer park. But nobody lives in this castle he has been, showing us. It's like the braves of it.
Yeah.
And most of them were not completed like he
It's just
mentioned.
one, he said.
Yeah, then one went through so many wars, so many rebellion, uprisings.
This castle here feels like history. Like all those scars the castle have been through.
Yeah.
They just left it like that. Compared to other castles I've seen that they were renovated and people actually
Living
there.
Yeah,
So people come for tourism and stay and get. This one does feel like, okay, all the old battle scars on it.
Yeah.
As a reminder of what has been through.
Get to the final castle of the video and my personal favourite castle of Wales, I must add. I just wanted to mention that if you are enjoying, please do feel free to leave a like and also leave a comment as well if you have any other castle suggestions that I haven't mentioned in this video, because with the massive amount of castles in Wales, I know I've missed a few good ones out. In fact, as a bonus honourable mention, how could I forget about Caerphilly Castle, which is located just 30 minutes north of Cardiff, Wales's beautiful capital city. This castle is just incredible, especially its surroundings. My highlight is the tower here that is somehow still standing despite looking like it should have crumbled to the ground long ago.
Wow.
Ellie, how did they build this castle?
I don't know. How?
Carefully.
You're horrible.
So yeah, there you go, a bonus mention before getting on to my final location of the video. And
castle.
as I said, my personal favourite is Carrick Kennan Castle. It's an absolutely stunning castle that sits on a limestone crag above the river Kennan. It was built by a Welsh lord in the 13th century, and it was later captured by King Edward I, as well as having help from King Henry VIII. The castle's main attraction is its natural cave, which I actually had no idea about when I visited, but me and my granddad made sure to venture down into the dark, unlit cave, so that was a very fun adventure. I can't see anything. Luckily, I got a torch. Hold on.
It's funny how this was like a big deal, but now it's just like nobody is staying there.
This cave actually leads to a spring that was once used as a water source. So obviously it doesn't go anywhere, you do have to come back up, but it's actually much bigger than I expected.
Wow, it's so deep.
And the castle also offers breathtaking views of the surrounding Brecon Beacons countryside.
You can see for miles.
So that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this tour of the 10 castles in Wales that are my personal favourites. Obviously there are many more, but please do subscribe if you did enjoy. Check out my other videos from Wales. We've been all over this beautiful country over the years and have quite a lot of videos on it. So yes, thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next one, and goodbye.
Part of the it's part of the British Isles. Actually, this is impressive, and it's unlike every castle we've seen. And to see how far, like how long it has been, yeah, I get why it's looking the way it's looking, because this is like a typical castle I actually imagine it is, because I know I've seen different castles, but it looks very modern and it's a castle, it's huge and everything. But seeing this one made from direct stone and limestone and the likes of them is wow.
I just feel like, sorry, I just feel like this is the oldest castle I've kind of seen.
Yeah.
This castle is over 500 years
Above.
and above. Do you know a lot of history like has passed through? Do you know the amount of people that have walked through this castle? You know the thousands of people that have seen and moved inside of it. So I felt like watching it. I felt like it was left like this to remind us history, like the way it looks untouched compared to this one that we repaired. So I don't know. Just seeing it, just like okay, you can just imagine the number of battles and
Like
siege
evidence of
that's happened there before that people have witnessed there. So it's beautiful to also all history written on these buildings.
Yeah.
My biggest question is it's so funny, right? And we think about it, but we don't actually realize it that one day, the future generation will also look at the buildings we have built it and be like, how did they do this? How did they do that?
At this old
Yes.
time,
Yeah.
like, how did they do this?
Precisely. I know by that time we'll definitely be building houses in the sky.
But I feel like kind of we are the how will I put it, the spark of the next generation. Just like the way
We're
we're
not the apex of it.
but yeah, we're not the
Yeah.
but just like the way we are using the theory of people back then.
Back then,
So
definitely.
there was the spark of it and we're benefiting from it. And I feel like we're going to bring another spark.
all
Just like
generations are just going to be the spark.
Yeah. But the
but
biggest
no,
question
everybody
is
is going to be a spark, but there's someone that's they're dragging inspiration from.
imagine like 1,000 years from now, one kid like that will be sitting down watching our video, like, how do they even think that this is so surprising that they build houses on the floor? Do you understand? So it's really amazing to see how innovation and evolution takes place.
Yeah.
It's spectacular, honestly speaking. I'm amazed.
Yeah, let us know what you think about this video down there. Do not forget to like, subscribe. We have Patreon, we have membership. Do it to show your support. Love you guys.